Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Jill Lublin Show. And you are going to be so glad you're here today because I have a wonderful colleague who I'm overjoyed to call also a friend, and that is Leisa Reid. Lisa, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Jill. It's so exciting to be here.
Yes, I'm excited that you're here because I know you always deliver such great value, and I'd love to share with our listeners just a little bit about you and your wonderful bio. Because what you need to know about Lisa, she's the founder of Get Speaking Gigs Now, and she trains business owners who want to use public speaking as a revenue growth strategy. Lisa's clients who work closely with her Get Your Talk Ready to Rock is building your speaking skills and confidence through her Speakers Training Academy. Welcome, Lisa.
Thank you. So excited.
Yes. Well, I love always what you help people with and what you support people with. But, one of the things I know, if people feel called to be a speaker or want to use speaking to attract clients, but aren't quite sure how to get started, what do you recommend that they do?
I definitely recommend deciding what your talk is going to be because it's really difficult to become a speaker when you don't have a talk. Oftentimes, you'll say, I'm a speaker, and then very natural next question is, oh, what do you speak about? And if you're stumbling and fumbling and looking it up and not quite sure, or say you speak about anything, it doesn't instill confidence in yourself or in the person listening. So there's this power of really deciding, like putting your stake in the ground, like this is what you're going to speak about. And that's why when I work with people, it's like, let's get your talk ready to rock first before we even get started, because that's so exciting when you're like, oh, I can't wait for everybody to hear this message. It's going to be so powerful. I'm going to help so many people. And you get excited and they get excited. Everyone's excited. But that's a really nice way to start yourself off.
Well, and then of course, what's wonderful about that is you are confident, and that's what you really are helping people do is rock that talk so that when they are booked, it's there, it's done, right?
Yeah, and you can use it over and over again. I mean, that's what people aren't realizing. You don't have to create a ton of different talks. You can hang your hat on that one until you decide you don't want to do it anymore, or you create a new one. That's okay. I have lots of talks, but I've also been doing this for over 10 years. But I gave that my first talk, I gave hundreds of times. And you shift it with the audience. It's not always exactly the same, but you can absolutely reuse it, rinse and repeat your talk multiple times.
Yeah, we don't want to make this harder than it needs to be, right? And I
No
love
way,
that
Jose.
I love that you say that. Like, please reuse your talks. I love that.
Yeah.
I want to know, how would someone know that speaking is really right for your business?
Yeah, this is a really good question because, as entrepreneurs, there's so many things you could do. And I would say not everyone is meant to do all the things. But there are definitely people like you and I who know, oh, speaking is definitely in my wheelhouse. But sometimes you maybe aren't sure, like think, oh, I've never spoken before. Maybe I'm not allowed to, or I'm not qualified. No, 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 absolutely not. What's super cool about speaking is that it's a level playing field. Like if you feel called to do it, even if that's been laying dormant for, oh, decades, you can do this. You can step in. There's no permission slip that you need or seal of approval or anything like that. But it is important to make sure that it makes business sense. So I always say, let's start with our head and move to our heart in terms of, does this make sense? In our head, like, do you have something that you sell? Like, do you have a service or a product or something that people pay you for? Um, would it make sense for you to share it with other people, move from one to one to one to many? Those kind of questions are really important when we're deciding logically, does this make sense? And if your product or service is $1,000 up, it's kind of a no-brainer. You think like, gosh, if I got one client from this talk and generated $1,000 on that first sale, that would be amazing for a lot of people. And you start multiplying that, or if you have a program for 5,000 or 10,000 or what, I mean, it gets really easy to say yes as you start doing the math. But you also want to check with your heart. Intuitively, does this make sense? Does it sound exciting, even if it might be a little scary? You're like, oh my gosh, this would be so cool. I really want to do this, but I don't know how. That's okay. I can show you that part. But the desire is also really important.
Well, I know that you are so good at what you do, and I've been blessed to work with you and to see you in action with others. So I know that you know your stuff, and anybody can sound and look good. I mean, with speaking, with practice, and with somebody like you leading their way, and giving that confidence because now they know what they're going to say, right?
Yeah, that's the biggest part of it is like if you're nervous because you've never done it before, okay, we can work with that. We're just going to practice and let your body get used to it. Let the nervous system calm down. And it's going to get easier the more you do it, just like tying your shoe. You didn't give up that first time. You tried to tie your shoe. You were like, oh, I'm not going to give up. I don't want to be tripping over my laces the rest of my life. No, you figured out how to tie your shoe. It's the same thing. We just want to give ourselves grace and know that it gets easier every time you do it.
Yes. Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you for that. What's the number one secret to getting booked and staying booked as a speaker?
For me, it is hanging around other speakers. That's why we have the International Speaker Network. If you are thinking, okay, cool, I've got my talk. Okay, great. I want to get on more stages, but how do I do that? Do I start cold calling people? Well, you could, but that's what I call a soul sucking activity. Why not be in a room where people are actively trying to support each other and know that when you're in a room with speakers, they already have all the information that you're looking for. They know the name of the organizer. They know what time the meeting was. They know when the next one's going to be. They have all the details that you are deeply wanting, but they are not just going to throw that at you if they don't know who you are. They will open up the kimono for people who they know, like, and trust. So that's why in the International Speaker Network, we have activities to help you meet those other speakers, develop that know, like, and trust, encourage referrals in the speaking realm, which not a lot of people are doing that. You know, you go to a networking meeting, you're trying to get clients and business and stuff like that. But for speakers, this is the cat's meow. You really don't want to be cold calling. So we try to eliminate that as much as possible.
I love that. And you're tapping into something that is such a wonderful way to generate business, and that is speaking. Obviously, I'm a speaker, you're a speaker. We understand how powerful it is. And I know that some people listening here are going to want to connect with you more. And I know that you've wonderfully and generously created a free gift. Would you let us know about that?
Absolutely. It is, if you're going to get five top tips to get more speaking gigs now, and that's available for you free at getspeakinggigsnow.com/tips.
Excellent. We will put that in the show notes. You definitely want to go there because Leisa Reid knows her stuff. Just saying. So thank you for that, Lisa. Appreciate
Thank
you.
you. Thank you for having me on the show. Woohoo.
Absolutely. And for those of you who want to get more publicity, and I'm sure that's part of why you're watching here, go check out jilllublin.com/start. And definitely, as I mentioned, check out Lisa's wonderful free gift. I am so glad that you've all been here today, and hopefully you got great value because you know what? Just like Lisa told you, and thank you, Lisa, for being here. Just like I'm always going to remind you, your message matters. We'll see you back here again, everyone. Ciao for now.